All right, guys, welcome back. This is going to be the interior video. So I'm going to walk through and explain a few things on the just about finished interior. There's a few very, very small minor things that I still have to do, but the entirety is done. So as you can see right now, in the straight ahead in the back left corner is the shower, which is a full-size shower. It's very big, very roomy. It's not like a small one in an RV. There's a water holding tank underneath the drain. The drain is connected from the shower and from that little hand and pot washing sink. You got the composting toilet right over there in the right hand corner that is sealed with the toilet bowl is sealed with a not an airtight but it's basically just a weather stripping to allow so that bugs and flies don't get into the composting buckets. Keeps everything sanitary. So then you got straight ahead is the post of the shower with a hook on it that has the towel hanging on it right there. The windows have been wrapped with a nice light wood. So going up here, we have, this is the LED lighting for the whole trailer. It's definitely, when it's black at night and you turn these on, it's definitely bright enough. I got the windows up on the top wrapped in the same light wood. I like the look of it. I think it goes good with the white and the dark gray wall paneling on the back. So then over here you got the storage, which now when I'm explaining these two holding areas that you can put food, cereal, clothing, anything in, they're open right now except for the one here that has the batteries, the inverter, and the charge controller to the solar behind it. Although I did cut that little hole so that you could easily access, if you needed to get to a plug or hit the button for the inverter or anything like that, or the button on the solar charge controller, so you don't have to take that panel off. So that one bay is covered. The other two bays on the right hand side have the covers too. They are available. So I have the radio up in one, and then I have the two 7-gallon gas style water containers, both BPA free. I have the nice chef style wood block for preparing meals you can cook on. It has, this here is also going to come with the trailer. It's a high speed water boiling electrical unit. The solar panels can handle the charge. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to boil 1.7 liters of water, which is a pretty good deal. You hit the button and the bottom glows blue. I have one in the house. This one's a little better. They work awesome, especially if you have kids or something, or if you're in an area, you're exploring an area where you don't have proper drinking water and you need to boil water quickly instead of gathering twigs and lighting a fire or the wood stove. You can simply just fill this up and boil it. I have put a temperature thermometer in it, and at its peak of its boil, and it boils for like 2 full minutes before it shuts off automatically, but at the peak it's up around 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is beyond good enough to boil water for drinking. I think you just have to boil it to like 140 degrees or something close to that in order to kill all pathogens and viruses or whatever. So then this is the food, drink, station preparation bar. Then up here you have a LED full panel for weather. There's a indoor temperature and a thermometer outside for outdoor temperature. So in the wintertime, you can see inside here, inside the hab, what it is for temperature. Say you have the wood stove going, or you're coming in and you don't have the wood stove going. You can see what the interior temperature is with the heat on, and then you can see what it is outside. Plus you got the month, the day, the time. It gives you the moon for the night. It also gives you rain, clouds, sun, the barometric pressure, I believe. Above it, you have the Midland digital weather and hazard alert radio that I just turned it on, so I gotta program it. But once you do that, you can program it to any area in the country, and it'll give you a looped feed. I think it updates every 15 or 30 minutes, but it gives you a loop feed of somebody talking on a like severe weather channel station, to give you your local, what's going on, what's happening type of a deal. So that's always good if you're out either in the bush or if you're at a mountain and you're doing some activities and you're not really too sure what the weather is. You come over here, you hit the button.
Massachusetts, at Isle of Shoals Tower, the wind was southeast at 15 knots. At Boston Buoy, located 16 nautical miles east of Boston, the wind was east at 10 knots. Seas were 2 feet every 7 seconds, and the water temperature was 68 degrees at Massachusetts Bay Buoy, located 25 miles east-northeast of Boston.
So that's just a sample of what it does, but it's a pretty lengthy loop, and it definitely has a lot of information. That's good. So if you're, go to a place where you're at a mountain and you're not expecting a big storm or snow, when you come in here, you can hit that button, do whatever. It just rattles off, everything about the weather where you are. So, you can kind of plan ahead or whatever. Or if you're hunkering down for a big snowstorm or something, or a huge rainstorm, and you're not going anywhere, you can press that and listen to and find out when the storm is going to end and stuff like that. So very good to have in a outdoorsy or a survival-like type or even an adventure type atmosphere. So then we come around here. Now these are the disco bunk bed style, brand new. Everything in the trailer is brand new. These, obviously, this is going to come with the trailer pack, so it's bunk bed style. I'm not going to demonstrate it right now, but maybe I'll take a couple pictures later. But this top bunk here, you can take this disc and the disc on the opposing side, and I guess I've done it a few times, you can bring this down and make this kind of into a couch. It's definitely a lot more comfortable with some blankets and pillows when it's in couch form, but it does the job. Got the other window. Oh, and back to the bed real quick too. I did get you can see here, there is the extension, so there's a lot more space on the bottom bunk. An adult can easily sleep on the bottom and not feel claustrophobic or anything. It's got a lot of room. And then there's obviously these personal little cubbies that you can put, controllers for a TV or water bottles or, anything really, paracord. So then come over here. I got the cement board backer wall with the fireproof insulation in the walls, right in this 4-foot section on this wall and on the back wall. So this is my wood burning stove. I'm going to be switching it out. I have a brand new one that has never been lit. I suggest whenever you do take the trailer and you have the brand new one, I definitely suggest giving it its first burn for a good hour before you plan on using it, because it is the outside coating. It's called like tempering or something or something like that, but you do the first burn and it sets the steel and the metal for, a long time. It basically prepares it for its life of having fires. But it's very smoky and very stinky when you do the first burn, and every other burn after that, you won't get that sensation, I guess you should say. So wood burning stove, this thing, I've had it on a cool night, and it has absolutely no problem with warming this interior. So I would imagine even in the coldest, probably I would say that this trailer hab is probably rated for probably 0 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit, I would say, which is 30 to 20 degrees below the freezing point, with the fire burning stove. So as you can see up there, I have the pipe exiting the roof. I took back a good 2 or 3 foot square radius of all the insulation in the panel. I didn't want anything, heating up, just to be very safe. I didn't want anything getting too warm in there in that section. So, and plus that allows for a little bit of moonlight to come in the corner, so it's not completely dark in here. And as you can see way up there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a double lining steel tube up there to better insulate the flashing. Then you come around here. Here's the door. This is a fiberglass insulated door, Geldwin. Nice door. I'll show you again. Opens very smooth. Shuts very nice. No playing around. It's not loose. It's not too tight. Shuts on the one shot. Lock. Good. I like doing doors. As a carpenter, I like doing doors and windows, so I take a little extra time with doing that. Then over here to the left, behind the sink, I know the sink is a bit small, but for this specific build, everything checks out. If you're going to be doing adventures and camping or hiking or climbing or whatever you're going to be bringing this with you for, all you really need is a sink this big. I mean, any of your camping cooking gear, your water cans, anything that you would use to cook over a campfire, they're all pretty compact and small enough to the point where this thing's going to be plenty. I mean, my hand is, it's got a good size reservoir, and this to the bottom is pretty high, so you can finagle things in there and get it done. I have 2 on the bottom there. I have 2 more 7-gallon Agua Tanners that are going to be going with the trailer. Up here, for emergency purposes, or on maybe if you're doing a summer camp and you really need some extra power for a night or two, if you want to put, I was thinking a perfect spot to put originally I was thinking a perfect spot to put an air conditioning unit was up there between the 2 windows, but I don't think there's enough room for that. I think the other perfect spot would be at the front of the trailer up here. So above the fire pit, in the middle of the fire pit and the beds, up there, because obviously we know on a hot day heat rises, so the higher you have the AC, the more efficient it is at sucking the air out of the trailer, and cold air comes from above and pumps in. So I think that would be an excellent spot. I can even put something like that in. I can install it for anybody if they want me to. Whoever, if they want to obviously purchase the trailer, I can install something like that. For emergency purposes, the solar system is going to be great for everything except basically like an air conditioning unit. They use a lot of energy. So this inverter with 1 full gallon, which is the max of its gas tank, this inverter will will take about 8 hours on if you had an air conditioner going 5,000 BTU, which is all you need for this area because it's big but it's small. The Yamaha EF2000IS V2 inverter. It's brand new also. I had a meter put on it. I ran it for an overnight, so it has about 30 hours of runtime only on it max. It's never even had an oil change besides the one when I first got it. This thing is awesome. I recommend it to anybody. It's built really good, and its only comparison in the market is the Honda, which I could do another video on the comparison of Yamaha versus Honda. I believe Yamaha's slightly a little bit better than the Honda, only because the Honda 2000 generator uses a lot of plastic interior parts, where, as far as I know, and I'm not a master mechanic at any kind, but from what I've read, Yamaha is built with a few more critical metal parts inside, which help to prolong its longevity. So I think that Yamaha is built for, to last a little bit longer, but I do have a lot of friends that have the 2000 Honda, and that thing works excellent too. I would buy either one of them, but great inverter generators. So 8 hours at full run, air conditioner all night long. You can get 8 to 9 hours out of one tank, which is only 1 gallon. So if you have a 5-gallon can, that's good for I think it's good for what, three days, two or three 24-hour days you could probably squeeze out of a 5-gallon tank, including having the tank in the inverter generator full already too. So 6 gallons total will get you quite a while. Or if you use it sporadically, it'll last you even longer. But you shouldn't have to with the solar panel. But for the inverter generator, it's great to have in case something happens to the solar system for whatever reason, or if you want to take like a little space heater in here. I probably wouldn't hook up the space heater to the solar system either, only because it's not that I can't handle it, but with the 2 batteries at full, a air conditioner or a space heater will probably suck all the energy within like an hour, so it's not even worth using. The inverter generator at full max running, it'll probably go, like I said, for 8 or 9 hours, which is economically a lot better than you can use the solar power and save that energy for, charging batteries, the lights being on, a radio. You can hook a TV to it, a small 22-inch with a DVD player, which is what I was originally thinking about doing. But I'm going to leave that up to whoever buys this trailer. But I was thinking about having the board here covering this bay, and then having it kind of attached here with the panel, with the arm where the TV kind of looks towards the beds over here. So, and not to have like cable or dish or anything, but at the very least you can bring a bunch of DVDs and watch movies if you are in a situation where you have a lot of lag time or something, you're not doing anything, or you're forced to be just idle bored. You can throw in a couple movies and watch. So that is an idea that I was thinking about doing, but I'm going to leave that up to whoever would like to buy the trailer, and then they can shop around and get exactly what they want, which is the same thing I'm doing with the floor. I'm leaving the floor as is because I feel like a floor, unlike the walls, they're pretty simple. They're very appealing for this time. A lot of people would look at this and, say that it looks really good and it's up to date and stuff. It's not, you're not looking at like a 15-year-old RV with the green flower wallpaper pattern on the inside. So this is a lot more appealing than that is, even the 10-year-old ones. So the floor, I think, is something that should be customized by the person. Again, I can put it in for you, whatever you decide to to go with, or if you just want to stay with this. I was thinking if I were to keep this, I might keep just this floor and then get some of those black utility mats. They're like a thin rubber, and they have like that very small thin of like I don't know, it's almost like a little rug material, but it's very, very thin. I was thinking about getting a couple of those and just putting them down in the general area, the walking areas and stuff, and putting one, down here in front of the shower. I got a board that's going to go across there to hide the water container underneath the shower. So you got the two down there, the inverter one, and then you have the third one up here. I'm going to do the small little couple things that I have left to do. I'm going to put a little 2x4 up there to close it off that insulation up there in the wall on that side and on this side. The Summit water bag is the gravity fed shower. It's on a hook system. Very easy to use. You can fill that bag 3/4 of the way full. And then with any type of water, any temperature, even if it's out of the river cold, then your buddy over here, you can fill this up, 4 minutes, run it, 200-degree boiling water, then take this and pour this in that, and then you have a nice steamy hot shower. The water or you can do, if you really like it hot, you can fill that whole bag up with boiling hot water, but I wouldn't recommend it. It probably will burn you. So the walls are the water resistant. I overlapped them at the middle way just to make it a little bit easier. Everything is watertight, airtight. The floor of the shower has some slight mechanics to it. So the drain pipe goes down about 3 inches, which hangs right above the lip of the water containing area. So you can pull that water container out right now with no problems. Now, when you go to step on the floor of the shower, the floor is going to bow down. It's going to have a slight bow. And now all the water in the whole floor of the water is going to want to be collected going right towards that drain. So it kind of, I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know what to call that, but when you step on the floor, it gives a slight bow, and then it forces all the water to go to the central location of that drain. I have taken a few showers with it, and it works excellent. And then when you get off of the floor, it goes back up, and then you can pull that out whenever it gets full. Anytime you want. I've taken showers. I've looked underneath. It's all good. There's no leaks, no water, no nothing. It's a very simple system. So I'm not a plumber, but I have had a few jobs where I have put bathroom systems into homes and stuff, and I've done some simple plumbing, so I do know the basics. So yeah, underneath the toilet there are 5 or 6 5-gallon barrels. It should take quite a while to fill 4 of them. If you're in like a wooded situation, a wooded area, if you don't feel like putting on the cap and holding them to turn them into full compost to use in like a garden for like flowers or something, you can take the bucket out and dump it in the woods, and there should be virtually nothing. Or if you do it right, there should be nothing. It should be almost like dumping a bucket of wood chips or dust with no wetness or no, visible residue of any kind on the bucket, if you do it correctly. If you don't put enough wood chip, the very fine particled wood chip, or whatever you want to use, I know there's a lot of different things out there you can use. If you don't put enough, then obviously some weirdness can get on the inside of the bucket, and then you gotta do whatever you gotta do. You gotta deal with it, wash it out, whatever. But if you do it good enough, you shouldn't have to deal with that. So a very easy, very good system. That should take a while to fill up. That's 20 gallons, which in 5-gallon little buckets, but it should take a while to fill that up, a good while. And then there's obviously 1 or 2 buckets reserved for the dry fill. After you go to the bathroom, you sprinkle a scoop of that in there, and then you do that every time after you go to the bathroom, and you try to put enough in to where it covers whatever you did, and then the idea is that it dries it out extremely quickly, and then it does not smell at all. So other than that, I have in the shower here, I just have one small panel that I need to put on. I'm going to leave this above and up. I'm going to put in a few shelves here, simple ones for bottles like this, but from this point, the halfway point down, I'm going to put a board so that water doesn't splash and get into there. Here's a little look at the charge controller working beautifully. As you can see, it's what time is it? It's 8 o'clock. In the panels, that first blinking green light is showing that the panels are still absorbing light. And the sun is on its way down. It's got to be over the tree line already on the other side as it's going down. So it's not visible in the sky anymore, but there's enough light to where the solar panels are still picking up and charging from the sun or the light. The batteries look excellent. Here's you can see there, that's the inverter. So that is the ProWatt SW Xantrex 2000. I heard nothing but great things about the Xantrex line. They have a few of them. I know they have 1,000. I think they have a 600, 1,000, and a 2,000. This is the 2,000, and I'm sure they have bigger ones too. And then down there, it's a little bit of a mess because it's tight quarters. So anytime you do a solar system, you're going to have wires like this, which is why I put this backing board up so that you didn't have to look at the wires, but you still had good access. So you have the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double plugged power strip that is connected to the solar. The lights are connected to that right there. And there's obviously more there. And then, so there's 2 ports on the inverter. I was going to put another small power strip, maybe like one of the foot ones, on the other one. So this is the one, and this is the other one. I was going to take this one out and connect another power strip and have it down here, lower to the ground a little bit so that you had a few options of where you wanted to draw your power from. But this is basically and like I said, I have a panel here that can go on to cover all this and make this look like a wall, essentially, so that the sink can be, flush up against like the wall. When you're either in transit, you want to have that, so nothing on the shelves, the water gallons or the inverter, nothing falls out when you're driving around. So you want to have that, but when you're stationary, you can take them off. And what I was thinking is, this one I haven't done anything with. So it's one panel that's as wide as this, and it goes from the floor and it covers all the way up to those 2 cross 2x4s. So it goes there, it covers all 3 shelves. So what I was thinking is, like, when you get to your destination or your area, you can take this panel off and you can slide the bed out and just stick it right here along the wall and put the bed back, and then it's out of the way. You don't even really notice it. And then this one here, because of the generators, because of the inverter and the stuff for the solar, I cut this one into 3 panels. But again, you can do the same, just take that one panel off. I would almost always leave the middle panel on unless you need to take it off. But the top one and the bottom one, I would put on when you're driving. You could throw clothes or cereal or anything up there, food or anything. But you could take those off and put those behind the bed too. And then, like I said, they disappear. So that is the Ragnarok Survival Hab, Bushcraft Survival Hab. 99.9% complete. I'm going to putt around tomorrow, finish it up. Any questions or comments, please let me know. I'm curious. But it is officially for sale. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.